which means Top Esports, who banned Viego last time, took with the Akali, and they're going to secure the
I really like this from Top Esports though, because I think they were hoping, will Gallo take the Xayah again, and then we can get our hands on the Lee Sin. But either way, now they're getting their hands on one of the big power picks, right? And Akali, I don't think going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. So at least now you're guaranteed to get yourself one of these picks, and we'll have to see if they can just probably go with the Volibear jungle for TN. But as well, like when you look at how impactful, like still things like the mid lane has been, maybe you just want to try and grab yourself like the Rise again for a night and see if you can make things happen.
Yeah, you could go Rise here and then Volibear on third pick. You could also take Volibear here and then Rakan on third pick. You could take. There's a lot of options I feel like for Top Esports, but I think they're pretty comfortable having the Xayah as well.
Yeah, we'll see how it's going to continue. Obviously, Rakan available too if they wanted to go for that as a duo, but deciding they want to focus on a jungle first, even though they don't need to blind pick anything, right? So they can go for the counter picks and go for this Volibear. And Tien has done well on the Volibear. We criticized the Volibear earlier from Wei, not necessarily the same story for Top Esports.
Yeah, so I think Aphelios no-brainer. We saw them trade off. Rise as well. Rise, Lee Sin, really good. I think very obvious pickups there. Could be interesting if we have a mid, so obviously we wanted to match the Rise, and we saw this matchup earlier with the Galio. So things are flowing fast, but again, roaming mid's looking to impact the sides. We have the AD carry trade-off that we've seen throughout playoffs, and then we have two strong early junglers. And Top Esports will actually ban away the Renata, which, although it's more for Mark pick, it syncs so well with the Aphelios.
Yeah, it is interesting to see though the like swap of the mid lane matchup, right? Traditionally we've seen Knight, who's the one who's playing in the mid lane, and like he's kind of been one of the big carries, but now he's going to take that step back and kind of take the more supportive role, taking the Galio for himself this time around, which has been more kind of the Xiaohu pick into the Rise. So I'm kind of curious to see now how things step up for Top Esports, because not even just in this series, when we think about Top Esports as a whole over the course of the split, it's very much has been Knight being the key carry, the key factor that makes that difference for them. So now you really are relying on Wayward and Jackie to kind of step up and take that mantle.
We'll see where RNG are going to go with their last ban. I'm looking at this Top Esports composition, and I feel like they're trying to build a very similar thing to what RNG had in game number 2, right? Where it's this massive AoE CC, plenty of engage options, and protection for Jackie to be able to be the big carry on that Xayah.
Yeah, interesting we see the Gwen come out as a ban. Obviously, it's something that Bin took as that 5th pick, and they know Top Esports can't counter pick. I feel like here, if you want to play it safe, you just go for either the Leona and the Nautilus. We've typically seen Mark and the Leona, and it helps cement that engage with the Galio to follow up. Here for RNG, Nautilus is a no-brainer for Ming. He's comfortable in that matchup. And I'll be interested to see what Bin takes in this situation. I feel like, you know, we've seen a range of options throughout this series coming out from the top laners. I guess we'll see what he wants to opt for, but could see the Thresh maybe if you got a more defensive tool.
I think the Gragas could work really well here for Bin, because when you actually, there it is, yeah, because I was going to say, you don't actually have a huge amount of engage tools in Top Esports, right? Volibear wants to run into you, Galio kind of the same idea, so you're heavily reliant on this Leona to be your go button, and if you have the Gragas then to either separate that or knock the key carries back away, I think this could work wonders. And same idea if you want to go for the Thresh, just kind of like play that disengage for Top Esports.
Well, I think we saw a similar composition to this earlier in the series, right, where it was like that kite back with the Rise of Aphelios that came out from Top Esports, and they actually had a problem keeping Jackie Love alive, so they opt to go for an enchanter here, the Lulu, to offer a bit more defensive peeling and also buffing for that Aphelios, so hopefully some tools that help him survive. But Top Esports, I think you take the Jace here, perfectly comfortable matchup into the Gragas, and also something that's really strong is you have the double lethality spikes that come in the mid game between that and the Xayah.
The one question I have for you guys on this RNG composition we've got, how do you face check? If they fall behind with a Lulu in the support, like we often talk about hard engaged supports in the LPL because they help you get that vision. Feels like RNG might lack the tools to find their way into River if they fall behind.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the big worry for them in a certain sense, but I think they do have the tools to kind of keep that lead, right? You've got Xiao, who should have general control over the mid lane just with his ability to push. You've got the opportunity as well to try and like get that CC set up with Xiaohu for a way to try and play towards, and then just lean into bot side or you lean up towards top lane and you're able to get these early advantages for yourself. But I do agree, I think if Top Esports start to be the ones that take over and get control in the early stages and they can set up on objectives, you have so many ways to engage onto RNG and such good CC.
And I think for me, the composition from RNG is going to be like a blender, right? You're against 4 melee champions. You have Aphelios, Lulu. You have Rise as well. We saw Knight go the Conqueror on Rise early in the AP build. If you don't kill them, they will just absolutely massacre you, right? It's a red-white game for Aphelios. So I really feel like, although there are tools in favor of Top Esports, If they miss the mark at any point, if they make a mistake, which, you know, we saw last game, you'll just lose.
All right, we'll see if Top Esports can hold it together and push us to silver scrapes, whether RNG are going to make it through the winners bracket. I'm going to pass it up to the casters upstairs once more.
Thank you very much, gents, for doing the pick ban, our AD couch, our caster couch. I forgot to... No, maybe not. My name's Steph.
Please move on, please.
This is Lyric. And look, we're in jovial spirits after watching what was a crazy end of game number 3. And after going through pick ban.
We have to take a second and just say that game was egregious.
Yep.
That game 2, that game 3, those were egregious games from Top Esports.
Agreed.
I'm not a fan. Has to be called out. What did we just watch?
I mean...
Hopefully... we get a better showing in this game from either team.
You really hope so. People out there, they want to hear the silver scrapes. Now, it ain't Rafa Cast on the guitar for game number 5, but I might do a Mark Z impression maybe later on if we get to that point. Lyric,
Harmonize.
Well, we could. The most important thing is we are going into a game 4 where RNG have match point. Now, this is our upper bracket final. If you are just tuning in, remember that RNG, our defending MSI champion, want to be there to defend their title, and the only way they can do that is getting into the grand final itself, which here, with a win, would secure it.
And I think RNG have a great chance. You know, looking at these drafts, again, very similar to drafts we saw. I believe it was in Game 2 with the Rise versus Galio. But I think RNG actually having a bigger draft win this game than Top Esports did in that last one. Because you look at Top Esports composition, you have less guaranteed all-in threats because you don't have the Hecarim, they have the Volibear this time around. You have the Gnar, who once again not really like guaranteed on getting on the back line, setting up some kind of big play. You are relying on stacking up that Mega Gnar and playing around it accordingly. RNG as well, having the Lulu this time around.
True.
So if they find their way onto Gala, having that wild growth to get him big, try and get him out of there, you have the speed up as well. Still having the disengage tools in the Gragas, but I'll pause. Way.
Yeah, because this invade is going through Top Esports. Are converging on top of the RNG jungler. They're a little bit mad with the shield is ran. That's all they have to do. Wayward, the emote, of course, has to come out. It's first blood over tonight. And Lyric, if Top Esports are running a bit of a riskier composition, at least that's a good way to start with it.
I just love that Wayward always doubles down. It doesn't matter if he's getting gapped or falling behind. He always will just keep going with the emotes.
True.
And when we were just hitting on, you know, how the drafts interact, and at least how I'm personally more of a fan of what RNG have put together, this is a great start because, again, you want to be finding ways to influence the map. You already know you're going to be falling behind early as the Galio, and we've seen, despite being 2K gold behind in that previous match, was still able to find huge impact. So if you can get off an early start like this, find your way into setups first, it's going to be great. Here, just not expecting this pincer movement coming from behind. Just huge damage and huge lockdown. Taunt straight into the Sky Splitter. It's bursted out and Way, not off to the start that he had hoped for.
No, definitely not. And again, you know, him on this Lee Sin has been a success story, so... a bit of a rough time, especially when he's only just hit level 2. It is a bottom side start now on Raptors. And it looks like Tien, level 3 Lyric, he's taken quite a lot of those top side camps.
Yeah, and we see Way trying to answer on the bottom side, going straight to the blue buff. But look, Tien not going to do his topside camps. He's going to make his way over. And Top Esports don't have Prio in mid or bot, but you can see much easier for Mark to come and join the play rather than members on the opposite side. But Xiaohu's here.
Well, Way sticking around. This is pretty risky here. Tien has the Sky Splitter available. The shielding and blue buff goes down. Was it worth it, Tien? He flashes away as the shielded round is chasing after him. Gets the smite to heal up, a safeguard away, but the winds of war are exactly that. War on RNG in Game 4. They get a response, which is nice, but Top Esports still with the kill lead.
Yeah, they're able to answer one, but I think the most crucial thing of this play is Way died. Way is still only at 4 CS, one camp down for him. You pushed him out of the jungle, and that's kind of the problem with plays like this, right? Is that it's easy for Tien to join in, and sure, you have Prio, so your members can follow through, but since you're in Top Esports jungle, it's very easy for some of them to get here faster, like Mark Knight already able to follow up, and Way being chunked down so early, still able to get on top of him as Knight, even with the safeguard to try to escape. But Ming here, able to guarantee this one. I mean, the hate picks damage coming through, you had the Ignite down, and 1-0 Lulu.
But the problem is, look again, we come back to live and Way's getting tracked. They're all converging in on the position again. This jungler is so far behind as he gets safeguarded, and Top Esports are making it their mission in this Game 4 to keep him behind.
And at least this time around, the Galio off to a great start. He was the one who picked up 2 of the early kills. You're still going to be falling behind in CS, as it looks like. Should have a bit of a wave to answer, but still going to be relevant in this game is Xiaohu with a really good trade.
Yeah, really nice. But there is a red buff on Knight worth mentioning, so should be able to heal that one up as Xiaohu pushes forward. 2-0 is what you were mentioning on Knight here on the Galio. Was able to pick up early boots and That's what he started with, getting the Predator there. So we're going to see what happens when he gets to level 6, especially with the lead Lyric, because for top esports, they are 1,000 gold up. Again, we just talked about junglers too. Way only hit level 3 moments ago on the Krugs. Thankfully, Tien has made his back though and has a full clear to go.
Yeah, still has his topside camps up. I mean, wouldn't even be surprised if you were a team who wanted to once again look for the aggression, considering Knight has already TP'd back to lane.
True.
So, you know, you're going to be able to hit that wave once it comes back. Knight, Xiaohu, I'm sorry, does have TP if he did opt to match. Wayward having push out in topside, and Tien knowing he can go for this aggression up in this topside.
But a nice piece of timing there from Wei. Yeah, a bit of a moat game, obviously, when you're going up against Wayward. We are going to flourish a bit more. But Wei being able to trade while Tien's like, well, if I didn't get Scuttle, I want to go in deep.
I mean, it's exactly what we just set up, right? You have push and top. Your mid laner TP'd back. Xiaohu didn't opt into answering, so Tien can still just opt out of doing his own camps to keep setting Tien behind. Tien's never going to have a chance to invade. Wei's never going to have a chance, I'm sorry, to invade Tien's topside jungle. And just keep looking to brutalize this Lee Sin and make it a 5v4.
I mean, again, Gromp going down. We'll just keep tracking these junglers, playing it out. And, you know, Lyric, because of that as well, we often talk about what jungler impacts, but how it sets up the rest of the map, right? And how much this hurts the rest of RNG's lanes when Wei doesn't have time to really be anywhere, except for his own jungle. Look at this, walking in, Sky Splitter range. Tien is brutalizing him. A bit more damage, he safeguards away, but once again, Wei is getting bullied.
It also kind of nullifies the fact that the Ryze does push in the Galio and Mid wins out in that 1v1 because Ryze constantly...
Hang on, even bot's a bit of an issue. Min goes in really deep for this one. A good blade call back here, but Jackie heals up. Forward he goes with the flash. Double summoners down, but he doesn't care. Still into Gala. A Zenith Blade to follow through. Mark is tearing him apart as Jackie survives. The minions helping out. He doesn't die, Lyric. Top esports want us to go the distance.
Massive 2v2 kill coming out from them. Gala and Ming playing too far forward. Mark finds the Zenith Blade. And right, when you have Enchanter versus, tank support matchup, typically it's about whittling them down with that range advantage. But Mark and Jackie still healthy, find the avenue to all in, and are able to take that one, transition it straight into the Dragon.
It's crazy how this game has started out in game number 4 when Top Esports back against the wall. It's all going right here and defensively against the turret, I should say.
Yeah, and we see here Mark finding the Zenith Blade is huge, able to get a nice bit of damage off. Jackie does get rooted down by Gala, but still not really able to follow up. Jackie under his turret, and they are able to guarantee this first kill with the fact that, tank supports, engage support just provide more in early 2v2s. You have quite high base damages as well, in the CC meaning so much. Nice to see Jackie and Mark taking advantage of RNG.
Yeah, Serrated Dirk down in the bottom lane, but he picks up the kill. Gonna have a bit of a gold lead over Gala. Look towards mid. Now we have Knight with his ulti 2 Lyric, so feels like the play will only get heavier here from Top Esports side. I'm kind of curious to see how RNG mitigate, because this early game, let's be real, has been a bit of a disaster starting from the jungle. I need you to tell me a little bit more about what RNG should be doing to work their way back into game.
For RNG, they need to be defending their bottom lane. You have a very fragile bot lane, but Top Esports already going in.
Great timing, Lyric. How do you defend bot if it's already dead?
Yeah, Knight finds the window to move. I don't think he even needed to pop his Predator, just walks halfway down through mid, already having the heroic entrance available to go down. Because you look, Bin on the Gragas, he's fine up in topside, but you have an Enchanter support. They're going to be pushing out in this lane. They're going to be far forward. They need vision. They need cover.
Yep.
And you've invested so much in your comp, into your AD carry,
Mark. This is a response play. Mark is trying to Hex Flash over the wall. He gets there, but Xiaohu with the chase. Sonic Wave a little bit short. Xiaohu flashing for the Rune Prism, but Mark has his own. Heading back towards mid. He will not die. There will not be a trade-off, and Tien's doing the Herald in the meantime, so still net positive here for TES.
With the fact that RNG tried to answer, it opened up Knight to be able to walk back to mid first, push in that wave, and Wayward's had pressure in this topside matchup the whole time, so pretty easy Herald. We see Bin hovering on the minimap towards it now, but Jackie might be dead. It has
but
ultimate.
He has ult. Yeah, you're right. No summoners available, though. Worth mentioning, his kick comes through. The ult from Gala missing. Wei takes 2 bits of turret shot as well. Now Mark with the Zenith Blade. Oh, no. This is not Wei's game. Lyric, it's a disaster.
Everything is going horribly wrong for the side of RNG. To be fair, right? Everyone out there, RNG have pretty much lost every early game.
That's true.
And they have won those games, so maybe the magic's there.
Not this hard, though.
Not this hard.
This is insane.
This is absolute, utter destruction.
They're going in 2v3. Yeah, Xiaohu is here, so you know what? As we say that, Mark may be feeling it. Maybe.
What is this game?
Going a bit too deep. Top set too. I don't know. A lot of questions.
Action. I was going to say maybe we need to calm down, but maybe we don't calm down because neither of these teams stopping with both their feet slammed on the gas pedal.
Well,
Nice by them to punish Bin right now.
I'm going to take my asthma inhaler so we can keep doing this. Xiaohu looking
Okay,
for a dive.
okay, you do that, and I'll go for the play. We see Xiaohu right now going for the dive. Jackie Love gets locked down, and Gala finds the kill. I don't know if I needed to go that hype, but it was awesome.
That doesn't matter, dude. You're play-by-play, and we're here for it. And we got 10 kills in 9 minutes. You're right, this game has been massive. As now I have a bit more oxygen, Lyric, I'll get you to tell me about this.
Yeah, we see Tien coming up towards the side because they already know that RNG's committed down towards the bottom lane. Ultimate comes out from Tien. Just very easy setup. Wayward been in control of the wave the whole time. Your range versus melee. Even Gragas not really having the best opportunities to look for all-ins on you since you do also have that hop to be able to get out from harm's way. And nice to see Wayward kind of defaulting to comfort and finding a good time in this matchup.
1-0 and 1, by the way, as well. So getting towards that first item that this time won't be the more about Mortius in this game. I note that we are getting towards that point closer here for Top Esports because they are still the team with 2,000 gold in the lead. A minute 20 till Dragon as well, Lyric. It just feels like right now objectives are more or less uncontested by RNG with the way the game is.
Feels great for TS, right?
Yep.
They've stacked up way more advantages than, I feel like they realistically should, but they've been so good at just hammering it home. Ever since they shut Way down, they have not allowed him back in the game. That's been a coordinated effort from Top Esports across the board.
Good point.
RNG do still have scaling on their side, but, Top Esports, I don't feel like they're going to let up. They're just going to be able to keep looking for these plays. Predator's still available for Knight. TP's there, his ultimate up. And he's going to be looking for an opportunity to move, especially having an item advantage in that mid lane.
True, getting close, so close here for a Galio versus a Rise. Dragon up in 35 seconds. Note that we have the Eclipse here for Jackie Love. I'm also going to point out that Gala with the Gale Force is a bit of a shining light for RNG in these dark times. And even though the night is dark and full of terrors, Xiaohu unfortunately doesn't follow the Lord of Light as the turret turns off and Tien comes on down. They're all in a massive sandwich of Xiaohu.
And it's great because one thing about knowing you're against a Lulu in the bottom lane is they don't really have the greatest opportunity of looking for an all-in onto the Xayah. So it opens up Mark a lot of freedom to look for these movements, to set up for this dive in mid. Instantly Herald goes down, and Top Esports still hammering home with this gold lead. Way better be careful.
Oh yeah, he can't be anywhere near. Knight is so strong at this point. Smite's down for the Herald, but Knight is looking for the fourth piece of turret plating. And man, that's the strongest Galio I've seen in so damn long.
Yeah, and we're going to see here, looks like TS going to look for an engage in bot.
Okay, well, Zenith Blade not in range. So we look at a bit of a replay in the bottom right. Thank you, Mr. Observer.
I also want to highlight in terms of mid and how that's going right now is maybe I need to pause because Pink's coming out on the mini-map. Looks like Wade might be looking for Gnar.
Can he find anything, Lyric? You tell me.
He's pretty far forward.
Okay, well, Mega's just expired
Makes it back
as well.
to his turret.
Wayward did flash as well. I'm not sure if I've missed that with all the action going on, but still. Wade takes a Sonic Wave up on the top side. Wants Wayward now. Wade dove this, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that he picked this. And once again, as the Sonic Wave connects, it's a Galio. Nice defensive move from Knight. Stops the play and Way, again, just looking for a way into the map, but it's not going right.
Well, I also think they were hoping to chase him down, but they're actually pinging out Xiaohu right now because Xiaohu was leaning up towards the top lane. So they know, even if you're Knight and you see that they're low, you overchase too far, that can be a 3v2 very quickly. Top Esports don't opt into it. They do temper their aggression and back off. But going back to mid and seeing the state of the game, even though Galio does lose out early in the laning phase, and the goal of Rise is pretty much to just bully him out hard enough to where you'll always have that set advantage. It does get to a point where Galio can just walk up to the wave, throw out a Q, use his passive, and the wave's gone. And with how far accelerated Knight's been, and now we're even closing in on mid-game, you really never are just isolated to that lane. Q, passive, walk away, constantly look for these plays on sides.
I feel like it's so easy at this point. Knight is 4-0. Again, we've just been harping on him this game.
Maybe not even plays on sides when mid-lane turret's this low.
Is that free, right? Xiaohu, again, wins of war, doing enough damage at this point. And another wave should be able to batter it down, especially with Tien being so deep once again in Wave's face is a level lead for Tien, and he's finding whoever he wants to find first. As here we go, chased up Wave one more time. He does get his camp, but it is an effort to get every single piece of his minion.
And once again, it's a coordinated effort. Mark was waiting in the wings the whole time. They saw Lulu walk back down towards that bottom lane, showed on the wave.
Flash from Big in the top side, and that's an explosive cast kick against the wall. Wayward is going to be a pick here, and it goes to Way, at the very least, finding something.
You get a bit of breathing room. And, as RNG right now, you will take all the breathing room that you can get.
Oh, yeah.
Get a kill onto Tien, who has been, again, just so far behind, 20 CS down still. mythic on the side of Tien compared to Wei's counterpart. I guess finally does finish up the Gore Drinker, so nice for him to be able to find a semblance of stability. And we're going to go straight into the replay of that one. Wayward going far forward. We see the E to the explosive cast come out, sets up for the kick, and just a pretty easy cleanup coming out for the side of RNG.
Yeah, nicely done from Bin as well. Timed flash there. So we get RNG with something on the board, considering that gold is still 3,000 in Top Esports' favor. There's a little bit more before that kill came across, but you still look at what Top Esports have taken this game. First Turret Blood picked up on our screen moments ago by Knight, who is a ginormous Galio, as big as he is in the Warriors cinematic. 2 Dragons already there too in 2.5 minutes. Feels like that other one will go to them. We've got a Herald Lyric that is going to be picked up quite shortly by Tien himself. And it is a good news story for Top Esports fans in game number 4. But again, we want to see how they bring it home. Remind me, Lyric, as these turrets are getting beaten up with Knight taking down a second one. Remind me as to what the mid-game looks like for Top Esports with such a magnificent lead like this.
I mean, for Top Esports, you can just see, right, they're just constantly trying to hover the Scalio 2 sides and make these plays. RNG been trying to cross-map. Mark might be caught out.
Well, it's turning into a kick here as a safeguard there, but Mark is positioning himself well. Wei now thinking about it as Xiao, who gets him out of dodge. He was on the wrong side of the map, but it is lucky he survives.
Yeah, and again, RNG, knowing they can't look to counter that play on top, that's why we saw Wei hovering around Xiao, pushing out this bottom side. And looks like right now they're setting up for a bit of a cheeky kill in bot. Ooh. Both of them waiting in a brush, Wayward walking forward.
That's Hero's entrance. Here we go.
Yeah,
Wayward.
Knight and Tien are both here.
Wayward has no Mega Nava. He's trying to build that up. Xiaohu does the bit of damage despite not picking up the early kills. But Tien, as he drops a Herald, Wayward's going to be by himself. There's the Everfrost usage as well. Remember the kicks there, but the Hero's entrance to bring him back in. But the Mega Nava coming through in the nick of time, or at least to build a tiny bit more time, but he's dead. It's a 1-for-1 with the Hero's entrance, the shield of Duran, and the wham bam. Xiaohu with the Winds of War against him. The turret turns off, the bear slaps down, and Top Esports always know that they have the higher ground.
And we had Knight close by, ready with the ultimate. Tien showing in lane for RNG, thinking and hoping they could burst Wayward quick enough, which they did, but still with 2 members there, with a lot of your key abilities down after fighting that pick, it leads to nothing but death, and now Top Esports able to keep pushing out this bottom lane. Doesn't matter what Gragas is on top, but he's TPing in. We can't go into a replay now!
Save us! Come back! Alright, bottom left. I'm going to cast the bottom left. Everyone ignore the rest of the screen. We're going to Sonya's down there. A very small screen indeed. Knight is surviving against 3 different people, but he does go down. A big shutdown as something happens on the rest of the screen, Lyric. The Herald. Yeah. Anyway, bottom left was important.
Bottom left.
You know what that means? If we saw a replay in the bottom left, we are now going to get a full replay.
Inception replay!
Dude, we're going too deep.
This should be replayception as RNG walking in, clearing out vision. Because Dragon's coming back up. We need to focus. Knight's down, but does have TP. So for Top Esports, they can posture, they can buy time. He comes in. So RNG need to be the decisive one. Start this and try and force the fight while they have numbers.
Especially with Mega Nard not being up and available. Wayward is
too late. It's too late. Knight able to come in now. RNG have to back off.
Okay, well, there you go, Top Esports. This is going to be themselves a Mountain Dragon. Mountain Soul? No, I think the time is a little bit off, actually. So, Mountain Dragon, hang on, that's a bit scripted. We've had the Mountain Dragon there. This is before it was even taken, so... yeah, good question.
I feel like game 3, we looked into the eyes of the abyss.
True.
And maybe we haven't exactly come back, but maybe there is no coming back after that game 3.
It is not. If you flip it that hard, there's no way we can recover from that because it was crazy. It was a crazy end of game 3.
This game is not slowed down. We are not at a kill per minute, sadly, but we are pretty close. And I guess by the time we get the next team fight, we will be.
Yep.
As now Top Esports still 4K gold ahead. They're on Soul Point. Wayward having so much pressure in the side lane, even going for the Triforce, which better in those extended 1v1s and skirmishes. The attack speed, you're getting the movement speed, you're able to be able to follow up and chase Bin down in this lane. Just across the board, we've already talked about how strong Knight is with his item advantage. Whole item up, even sitting on the needlessly large rod now.
So much damage. Second item for Jackie-Love. I want to come to the other side, though, because I think it's fair to talk about RNG here. Well, Xiaohu's not in the conversation. Gala is. Gala has a bounty. He's got a CS advantage over Jackie-Love. If there's anyone that can bring this back for RNG with a Lulu by his side, that man is Ming alongside Gala. If I made that confusing, I am talking about the AD of RNG. 2 items strong here with the Bloodthirster second.
Yeah, for RNG, as we need to pause. It doesn't stop.
I never get to ask you questions in this series. Bin with the flash once again. The body slam used the explosive cast at the ready. Wayward trying to cut around. He's going into Mega Nard, but the kick backwards. The Everfrost, hang on. He's surviving. He emotes as he always does. But Wayward will surely drop. RNG Lyric. they're using this Rise, and they are getting picked.
They committed so much, but look at the mini-map. We see Knight pushing in topside, bot lane already ready to hover over. They're going to pick up a turret for this play. Reset should be able to come out in time to answer the Rise push on the opposite side of the map as well.
And remember that tier 2 turrets give you so much gold. 325 shared there between two people, so Jackie Love going to get a massive gold injection after that one, and map opens up a little bit. Top Esports never really trading down.
Another needlessly large rod also picked up for Knight,
wow.
making his way towards that Rabadon's. And I mean, when we look at this comp, and again, think about the damage coming through, like we always knew Knight would do damage in the early game, but now he's just so far ahead of the opposing side. I mean, he gets in on top of the enemy team. I don't know what they do, because you were trying to ask, what do RNG look for now? I mean, for RNG, it's going to be hard, because as top esports, I feel like if you're smart and sure you play out through sides now, but come next Dragon, kind of drop sides early, get on objective first. RNG now don't get to be there, use their disengage, use the fact that they can try and kite you out. So now this composition's walking into you, and I feel like a lot of it then just kind of comes down to being able to dodge out on things like the solar flare, not giving them the setup for Knight to get on top of you, and just hoping Gala gets as much time free hitting onto the enemy composition as possible.
Well, how hard it's going to be, you already explained to me just moments there. I feel like for top esports, you know, this game from the start has been in their basket, and to take us to a game number 5, if you're not keeping up with LPL, the only game in our double elimination that hasn't gone to a game 5 was yesterday with V5 versus JDG, where game 4, V5 took it away handedly. Every other match, it was a reverse sweep. RNG reversed swept JDG. Top esports reverse sweeping V5. They really earned their place here, and I feel like in this series as well, in individual games, these teams are earning their potential placement in the grand final, which is where this road leads.
Look, top esports advantage, not as big as the advantage they had in, I believe it was their Galio game. I believe they were like 4.9 or 5,000 gold. So still doable. We're gonna keep our hearts and our minds open to the thought of RNG winning, as RNG have already won 2 games where it looked like they weren't going to be able to.
That's true.
But top esports, like we pointed out, been very relentless with keeping up this pressure. They are the ones on Soul Point, which means there's no pressure on them. Even if this Dragon, let's say somehow RNG did manage to get set up on Drake, had vision down, as TS you can always try and pull in the Baron or do something else, you know, make side map plays, looking to steal jungle camps, get gold advantages, like whatever it is.
Sure. They
have so many options.
I mean, especially with vision control they have as well right now around the Dragon, right? RNG have to move in, but they're under full sight. Zenithblade goes in, Mark wants to start the engage, but he doesn't fully commit with the solar flare. You're talking about it before, Dragon's up in 30 seconds. And now, Knight is coming down as well. Remember, this guy is the absolute god carry at this point. He is a massive, not fridge, he's a massive unit.
Top esports, they know that they have the advantage here, so they just keep clearing this vision. They can just look to fight for soul. They don't need to, you know, opt into any shenanigans on Baron. Okay. RNG may be going to be the team to do it. They have the Realm Warp available.
Oh, and they've gone. I mean, there's pings going down. Top esports know this is happening, but for RNG, trying to spike it, trying to take it so damn fast. 7, 6, 5, 4, not getting down to 3 because Top esports are now here. 2, 1, the flip. Who does it go down to? It's Way. RNG get the Baron. Right in front of them is Top esports now. Turn for the play, but can RNG survive? Gala and Ming on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift as Top esports are chasing them. Run! Run away! RNG don't want to be here at all. Top esports still getting the health pass down low. Gala in a great position, but he's got no mana. Freak, he has no mana.
Wayward killed Cho!
RNG's running the other way, and you're right, Wayward has already done the dirty work. He's being slows him down with the Glitter Lance. Gala as well. Still trying to run out of here. The Baron enhanced recall in the brush. Oh no, he can't do it. Jackie Love got him. And now Gala will die too. That Baron lyric, not worth.
You just flipped the game. You got Baron on the Lulu, and Top esports still going to be able to pick up the soul.
Somehow, Top esports still come away with it. A nice play from Xiaohu, a nice attempt, but RNG losing everyone but Ming in the process. Soul, you mentioned, Top esports, they're starting to think that they need Mark C's number to lead.
I have no idea what happened in this fight. Every member going everywhere. We see again, I think RNG, they know it's a desperate situation. They go for the flip. I think it's not as egregious as last game where Top Esports were in the lead. Here, they completely commit. We see lockdown on Gala, but he has cleanse. So Wei still able to secure the Baron, but not in a good position. Top Esports obviously having the stats advantage because they have more items. And then the members get separated. So Top Esports, very easy for them to all in this 4v3. I'd actually rather see how Wayward solo kills Rise, but bottom left-hand corner, RNG are being caught out again.
Yeah, again, wrong side of Summer's Rift. How did Wei get here? We'll never know. But we do know, ladies and gentlemen, that Silver Scrapes is definitely coming up.
Yeah, 100% gonna get the 5 games. I think it is impossible for Top Esports to throw this game. I think they can't do it. Having Soul, they're much stronger at this point. Rabadon's now finished for night in that mid lane. You have a Randuin's coming out for the Gnar as well. Going to be able to mitigate a lot of the damage coming out from the main carry, which is going to be the Aphelios. In Top Esports now, I mean, they could brute force, right?
Yep.
If RNG are under their turrets trying to protect, you can just dive as TS with how burly, with how tanky, with how bursty you are.
And there's no Baron to defend here as well. Bin trying to do it himself with the Everfrost and the barrel roll, but Top Esports happy to tank it up with the Mountain Soul. This comes down to one final game as the Hero's entrance flies through on top of Gala. He's swung about and sent packing here. Meanwhile, Xiao wants a turret, but Top Esports are channeled into one direction. Everfrost not connecting, Jackie Love ulting away, and at least there's a defense from RNG.
Winds of War just did, what, 25-30% of Gala's HP when he just walked by him? Like, my goodness, so massive right now for TS. And again, the brute force can just come out. They can walk forward, they can posture for this. We see Wei trying to find a flank. Yeah,
look, meanwhile, dealing with Wayward and Wei running for the hills while the rest of Top Esports here sitting and pivoting in front of this turret. This game, I mean, it's from the early game that Top Esports have had control, and this has just been such a way to bring us into game number 4.
Yeah, and you can see them being more patient right now because of some of those ultimates being down, right? Jackie Love and Nye, both not having their ultimates makes it a bit harder. Yeah. Gala having the confidence, huge damage.
A lot onto TM, but remember as well, Top Esports have their own set of damage. Jackie Love and Knight healthy enough as a root comes down, and Xiaohu is rooted into the ground. It is a base defense though, Lyric. RNG still alive for now.
It does seem like those ultimates being gone is the kind of deciding factor of Top Esports not being able to just maybe try and flip that fight and come out with the win with how tanky they are. But yeah, you're right. Aphelios right now, actually pretty huge. 3 items, Infinity Edge now done. We saw him, you know, getting the speed boost from the Lulu to be able to run in and put down that damage. So this game now, all going to be on Gala. It's all going to come down to that moment. Dagda and Oshin, the Gala call. Maybe you'll get your own today.
Maybe well, Gala backwards is a log. And I've always wanted to be shouting a log. So you never know, Lyric. Got to change it up. Can't copy the call, but we can reinvent it. But of course, look, if it's all down to Gala, there's a lot of faith from fans in Gala in the past. He's also been able to flip games in a negative way. So all up to chance here for RNG. A game 4 that was their match point. They're not going to have that safety net. Top Esports to take us to a game number 5 means it all comes down to one moment, one single game. And RNG still on their last legs in this one, but hey, there's an Elder coming up, there's a Baron soon, and Top Esports are still so damn strong.
Yeah, and I mean, even though Armor Pen coming out, looks like he finally just did buy the last Whisper coming out from base. That one's going to be critical. Again, having those 2 Mountain Drakes, having Shield as well. We see a lot of armor stacking coming out, especially for Tien in that jungle. And Top Esports right now just trying to choke them out. They have a nice through line of vision across the bottom side jungle. And if it gets to a point where they need to force for that Elder, they should be feeling pretty good about themselves.
Okay, well, here we go. In the base, they've actually gone over the wall. Top Esports by themselves. They've found Gala, the Hero's entrance as well. Lyric, they are forcing. Top Esports want to take us to a game number 5, but RNG have used the wild growth, and Gala still lives. Top Esports now are on the wrong side of dodge, and the all-in occurs as Showy gets the first kill. Jackie Love with the ulti as well. RNG are healthy enough though. Lyric, you said Top Esports couldn't throw this one, but Top Esports are all dying. A Realm Warp on top of Wayward. Royal never give up. Let me say it one more time. It's in the name.
And it's all once again on Gala. He is able to go forward. This is what you want.
Okay, never mind. Knight's still here. A good Everfrost as well, but he's out, and no one from RNG once again dies. Sonic Wave connects. RNG still chasing.
Remember, this composition thrives when you are running into them. When the Lulu can give the Aphelios a speed boost, he kites back. You have the explosive cast to be able to keep them at arm's length.
Right.
And RNG seeing an opportunity, 24 seconds on Wayward, 15 seconds on Jackie Love, and they want to try and secure this Baron.
I mean, it's only a 3K gold lead, but Top Esports looked like this game was taking us to a B-woo-woo kind of moment, but RNG now in front of the Baron, there's going to be no contention.
They got it.
Lyric, the game is moving back to a weirdly stable point.
No, I mean, we have Elder 30 seconds. We are getting a team fight right now as
weirdly
we have to go to the replay. We're probably going to come out and have an Elder Dragon fight as we see they think they find the opportunity to burst out Gala. Sadly, had Knight been able to be there, or even Jackie live over the wall, Gala is dead. You now win this fight outright. Wild Growth comes through, the speed up comes out, and then the rest of RNG's members, their job is just to pretty much buy space, buy time, be these meat shields. Gragas, amazing at it. You even have the Realm Warp to keep following up on these chase downs to keep guaranteeing these kills.
I mean, Gala with the fancy footwork there was huge as well. Like, you're right, if Gala dies, maybe it's a situation
I told
where
you,
we have a
right into an Elder fight.
That's why I said it was weirdly contested here, because right now gold is near even. This is all for the grand final. RNG on match point, and this game, we thought it was over. We thought it was going to a game 5 as Elder starts up here. It all comes down to this moment.
Yeah, and now LDR built by Gala. He absolutely shreds everyone. Mark waiting the wings for a
Gala
flank.
running in to flash immediately. They found him. Gala's right in the middle of it as well. The hero's entrance, a massive knockdown.
They got him!
Top Esports got Gala. President down. Top Esports continuing the fight here as RNG are split up. Xiaohu a breath away from getting knocked down by the golden left hand.
And huge by Mark, waiting in the wings, finds his way onto Gala to set up for Knight. They get the kills. They don't even care about the Elder. They're looking to bring us to the 5th game.
The 5th game would be beautiful, but it needs to come through now. RNG without Gala for another 20 seconds. Xiaohu in 40 seconds time. Baron is helping the defense here, Lyric, but how much can it help at this point?
I don't think much at all. Top Esports actually not going to look for the end. The Lulu maybe dissuading so much, but now RNG able to buy time. They don't have to overcommit to an engage as long as they're able to make sure that the Elder doesn't go down. Gala's already up. Xiaohu's up soon, and he has TP.
Ming can speed him up as soon as he's there. RNG have 3 members with Baron buff right in front of it. Top Esports with 4 Lyric. Mark is walking back down. Top Esports will have numbers advantage.
Yeah, we're going to see still no key ultimates up for TES.
Yeah, a throwing of a rock over to Wei. He's the one who has to steal it at 3K. We're going to flip this one as well over into the pit a little bit early. Here from Wei he goes. Golden Explosive Cask as well. Everybody's in. It's taken by Jackie Love. Elder for Top Esports, but RNG, more members. All of a sudden, the explosion coming through from Xiaohu. RNG against Elder Lyric. They're still killing him.
And RNG keep finding ways to come back. Top Esports didn't have those key ultimates that we were just hitting on to be able to take a fight. RNG now are able to answer these waves. They bought the time, and the scaling's here.
Elder's only available here on Night. The scaling you just talked about, I saw it. RNG should have lost this game. But ladies and gentlemen, we continue on as we look at this replay. Take me through it.
Yeah, we're going to go straight in. Look at Mark's positioning. It is so crucial. He gets right past the members, straight onto Gala. We see it able to chain up with the ultimate coming out from Galio, and he's their big damage dealer. He's the one shredding through the tanks. He's the one making it so this Mountain Soul doesn't matter at all. Without that, you just don't have the consistent DPS available. Knight's still huge in terms of the burst that he provides. They're just able to bring it home through there. But at this point, look, Galio, no ultimate on the Volley Bear, no Xayah ultimate as well. So RNG, if they can buy time to get the Aphelios here, they're able to do it. We see Wei go in, goes golden, and TS kind of scrambling, kind of afraid to look for the flip once again. Sets up for a huge Moonlight visual from Gala, and it felt like that was the deciding moment of the fight. Those ultimates not there really does mean so much, and the fact that since Gala's not up run and part of the play yet anyway, you don't have a way of taking down that massive damage dealer once again.
I mean, Top Esports, they're the ones that picked up the Elder, and it's really rare in League of Legends that you see teams pick up the Elder and then immediately lose a fight, but beautiful pick up there. Xiaohu getting the kills as well.
And remember, this all comes from the read that they thought they could end. They thought that they had the ability to force. And, I mean, right, in the moment, it's hard to call. You're like, hey, we have this beefy front line there. 2 carries are dead. We can overforce. We can find the dive. We can end. Had they gone straight to the Elder, could have been a situation where maybe they find it. You would still be flipping against Wei, but Top Esports should have enough like peel and zone control to keep him out of the pit. And just, sadly, one wrong read kind of led to this situation.
So what now, Lyric? Because it's Elder only available here on Night. RNG still playing defensive. I want to know what happens next and what we're waiting for.
I feel like we're just waiting for a fight at this point.
Okay.
Like, we could talk about side lanes, but since Xiaohu has no TP, I feel like he can't put too much threat down in that bot side. He can push out the way back. And that's just going to be, once again, we're going to come to the posturing. Top Esports going to continuously try to find these fights because they know there's a timer. They know there's a clock despite them having, you know, Soul. I mean, look at Gala. He's almost full build.
He's got a stopwatch. I mean, stopwatch there on Xiaohu as well. A 4-item rise. That man is definitely the fridge. While he backs away, and for Top Esports, they have to respond to this wave as well. The game goes on, and in a minute, we do the Baron dance again. A game that we talked about was like Top Esports from the get-go. We're sealing the deal for a game number 5, but I've said it so many times, they never give up.
Top Esports have been the better team in the early game throughout the series. They have just won consistently in the first 15 minutes of the game. But always it comes to this mid game, and they give windows for RNG to be able to come back. Gala finishing the Guardian Angels. You're pointing out, you give me credit, I'll give you credit.
Okay.
And now, I mean, heck, even if you kill him once, let's say other members, Ming, Bin survive, he comes back, they just re-peel, he heals back up with the lifesteal, with the Bloodthirster available, and my god, it's going to be hard to take down Gala.
I mean, look at how confident he is. He runs into Mark, he runs into Jack Levy, doesn't care, and that splash damage was at 1k. Gala absolutely massive, and Royal never give up. Can taste the grand final opportunity, the comeback potential. Xiao running forward, but remember he's the tank. Gala gets rooted up. Everfrost as well targeting down Top Esports. But Lyric, look at the bottom lane. Top Esports have Knight, and they have Wayward on the side.
Yeah, looks like they're going to try and get this one in, maybe take a turret. They should have to back off. I don't think TS can posture aggressively to look to stop backs, but no, they're going to keep going. Doesn't matter to them.
Rob warp.
Okay, they should be able to get out.
Turret doesn't go down as well. So another part of the base that's not open is good news here from RNG, but the rest of Top Esports, this gives them time to head towards Baron.
And remember, the Top Esports Soul Laners do have TPs available.
Yeah.
So that's why they feel comfortable looking for a play like this, because RNG can't really just commit to Baron and have a numbers advantage fight. Top Esports will always be able to answer, and that's why they're still kind of waiting in the wings. But Xiaohu going to do his due diligence of answering. It doesn't look like he's going to overextend too far forward to open himself up to be picked off by Top Esports.
Okay, so time is again. Remember that Baron is live. A minute 30 till the Elder as well. And Lyric, if we're talking about fights, we forget the Baron for now. Chat, don't forget, Wayward's ulti is on nothing of a timer whatsoever. Look at it. That's literally 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, that is just, my goodness, that is just coming up right away.
It doesn't matter. So, again, it's all about the Mega Gnar. We talked a lot about how RNG want to function here in front of the Baron. Lyric, I guess we're starting with this one first.
Yeah, RNG wanting to start this one off. I mean, we see Wayward still pushing down in the bottom side. Is it going to come down to this again?
I mean, are we really going to flip it at 2k, 1k over the wall? Way gets in, they're just taking it. Look at how fast Gala did the Baron. Now Top Esports are pressured in. They've got the bottom side. They've got two members there. Lyric, it's Baron enhanced recalls for the inhibitor. Baron's still taken.
Yeah, so Top Esports, I mean, they at least get an inhibitor. They buy some pressure, but still, doesn't feel like it means too much. Elder Dragon coming up once again. Yeah. That is an objective you both have to fight over. You don't want to give that one up. So RNG now can look to use the Baron minions, get push in mid, start trying to make their way into River. Kind of sucks they don't have a wave to do that right now, so Top Esports will be able to keep vision control for now, but, I mean, it's going to be hard. Once again, we're going to see Mark find that hero play that he was able to before. RNG know, though. RNG know that's the only way Top Esports win this game, and the fact that he still has the GA up, the fact that Lulu, I mean, still the Wild Growth available, the Mikhail's Crucible, everything is there.
Make Gala president again. Because Gala is level 18 and is going to be shredding through these fights. 1,078 damage there from a crit. RNG pivoting around the bot side. Lyric Elder has now spawned. Make or break.
Top Esports don't want to fight. Look at mid. Look at mid right now. Wayward and Knight are pushing. Just seems like they're trying to buy time. Maybe find a pick on the bin. Try and have a numbers advantage so you can then take the fight. But Xiaohu recalled.
I mean, it's a little bit janky, but Gala is staying here for now. Gala heading forward to 3 versus 3. Tien getting tagged up. He goes golden. Look at the bottom left as well. I'm focused on this fight on my screen. It's Tien backs away. Ming zoning as well. It's a little bit janky as the flash away from Bin. In the meantime, you can see the Xiaohu keeping them at bay.
And they don't win the 2v2 or the 3v3.
I mean, Gala's so strong on top of Mark. Nobody's saying hey to him. RNG with the numbers advantage as Top Esports all over the place. Gala flexing on in. That's what you expect out of the best AD carry. Tien, Jaculov getting low, burning down. Xiaohu's here. Royal never give up.
And they're smashing on all fronts of the fight. They were winning the 3v3. They were winning the 2v2. And they're still going.
Top Esports had this game in the palm of their hands. This was theirs. But RNG decided it was time. Another date with the grand final.
RNG gonna look to go back, try and defend their MSI title, Wayward. There's nothing you can do as they're gonna find the kill and keep pushing.
The Tiger King of Spring returns. Wayward is just a rookie, and in his eyes means nothing. RNG on the Nexus. They have a date with the grand finals, a date to return to their defending of the title, returning to MSI. That's what they want to do.
He's called the Tiger King of Spring for a reason. RNG able to pull it through this time around. Once again, critical moment, clutch series. Everything is put into the Gala basket, and he delivered. Top Esports, mistakes galore throughout this series. An early game lead in every game. We had numerous 4 or 5K gold leads and them not able to close, but RNG kept their composure despite Wayward's emotes. They kept their confidence, and they were able to pull through.
I mean, RNG out of left field, again, surprises galore. Game number 2, the same deal. RNG were behind, but one big fight brings it forward. RNG bide their time in this final game as well. Their match point, and make it so Top Esports can't take us to a Game 5 after Way was so behind at the start of that game, and it felt over.
Yeah, and, you know, just for stakes real quick, if people haven't been following, Top Esports are not out. They fall to the lower bracket where they will play against V5, a team that they have already beaten. But still, I mean, V5 looked scary yesterday. Top Esports looking shaky today. I'm not saying it's impossible, but this was the win that you really wanted. RNG able to bring it through, and it's kind of funny because RNG have been shaky. RNG's games have not been dominant whatsoever. 5 games against JDG, falling behind every game this series. But, I mean, just the fact that they have that it factor, they have that clutch factor, it was so nice to see them bring it home.
I mean, such great team fighters as well, like RNG. We know historically have been that team that are so great in the 5v5s. And, you know, this time around, decision-making was crucial. RNG knew their 3 was stronger. They knew that Gala was an absolute
And
unit.
their 2.
Yeah.
They were winning in both fights. Their 2v2 was winning in base. Their 3v3 was winning.
Yeah.
I do want to quickly, since we're still focused on this game, give a shout-out to Mark for that one fight where they were able to find Jackie Love. Just sadly got to a point, once we got the GA out, once Lulu was picking up more items, it's just so hard. How are you going to kill this guy? You need to burst him out instantly, but now he has revives. He has cleanses. He has cleanse from his support. Like, he has absolutely all the tools necessary.
I mean, we talked about the comms quite a lot here in Top Esports on their timer, you know, ran out of time essentially as well. So RNG now moved to the grand finals. They will await Top Esports or V5 depending on who wins in the lower bracket. Again, defending their title for spring, defending potentially their MSI title. I mean, I was saying there in the end, a little bit flustered with how that game's gone, but they have the chance now to defend that MSI title that they won so surprisingly from international fans. And RNG just like a different beast with a different top laner that's somehow coming together.
This might be silver lining. This might be some, like, copium going on here. But for RNG, at least, I think it's much harder to play out from behind than it is from ahead, right? I mean, just you have way more options if you're playing from ahead. Typically, you know, you don't FF in scrims if you're winning, things like that. So where playing from behind, I think, does take, like, a different skill set, does take experience. And once again, the LPL gold graphs never get old. The damage numbers are exactly what you'd expect.
Never disappoint.
And my God, I don't know. This series was a weird one. Our last series, casting,
it was.
But it delivered. It delivered.
It's a nice way for you and I to go out, right? For spring, you know, doing back-to-back yesterday and today. We got some real big games, and it's a pleasure to cast this one with you because I think a lot of people thought we'll go into a Game 5, probably disappointed in that fact, but not disappointed with the way